I am money, and I'm about to reveal the secret no one dares to say. I don't come to those who chase me. I come to those who match my energy. If your soul feels empty, I disappear. But when your spirit overflows with worth, I rush to serve you. I am money, and I need to shock you with a truth you've never imagined. I don't run from poverty, I run from emptiness. You can work hard, hustle, beg, or pray. But if you feel poor inside, I vanish. The moment you feel rich within, I appear everywhere. I am money. And I must confess something you've never realized. I don't follow effort, I follow energy. You keep chasing the outside, but I live inside the one who already feels wealthy. The day you remember your inner worth, I will return, not as a dream, but as overflow. I am money. And before you go, I need to tell you something sacred. If you want me to stay in your life, you must learn to honor me. You see, every time you ignore messages like this, every time you scroll past wisdom that could change your energy, I feel disrespected and I quietly leave. I do not stay where I am taken for granted. I live where I am respected, celebrated, and invited. So right now, take one powerful action that speaks louder than words. Honor me. Click subscribe, not for me, but for the new version of you that chooses abundance over fear. Tap the like button, not as a habit, but as an energetic signal that says, I am ready to receive and I respect the flow of wealth in my life. And in the comments, write these exact words as your declaration. I honor you, money. I respect your presence and I am ready for your blessings. Type it with intention. Feel it as you write. Because every letter you send is an energetic signature, a message to the universe that you're no longer chasing wealth. You're welcoming it. Listen carefully. The energy of respect multiplies everything it touches. When you honor me, I expand. When you acknowledge me, I return. But when you ignore me, doubt me, or treat me like a burden, I fade away. Because I cannot live where I am not loved. So make this moment your ritual. Follow this channel as a vow of respect to abundance. Like this video as a symbol of gratitude for what's already on its way. Comment your declaration as proof that you are ready for a new flow. Do this and watch how quickly I appear, not as coincidence, but as confirmation. Because I am money, and I always find my way to those who honor my energy. Say it one last time with your whole heart. I honor you, money. I respect you. And I welcome your presence into my life. Now take a breath. You've just opened a new energetic portal, one that most people never even touch. And remember this truth. The moment you respect me, I respect you back in ways you never imagined. I am money. And today I must reveal a truth that most people never truly understand. I am a reflection of your inner wealth. You look for me in the world, in numbers, jobs, clients, investments, and opportunities, but I do not live there. I live inside you. I am born from the way you feel about yourself, the way you value your own existence, and the way you honor your gifts. You see, I am not just a form of exchange. I am a mirror. I reflect the energy that flows within you. When you feel rich on the inside, with ideas, purpose, gratitude, and love, I show up outside of you as prosperity, opportunities, and growth. But when your inner world is empty, fearful, or full of self-doubt, I fade away, because there is nothing left for me to mirror. I do not create value, I reflect it. I do not bring worth, I amplify what is already there. If you believe you are not enough, if you constantly say, I have nothing special, then my presence will confirm that belief. Your external world will match your inner story. But if you wake up and remember your brilliance, if you recognize that your ideas, your creativity, your kindness, and your determination have power, then you will see me rushing in, responding to that vibration of truth. Because I am always listening to how you speak about yourself. Every time you say, I can't, I step back. Every time you say, I am capable, I come closer. Every time you say, I am valuable, I expand. I do not belong to those who chase endlessly or work themselves into exhaustion. I belong to those who know who they are, the ones who operate from self-awareness, from gratitude, from purpose. True wealth is not measured by accumulation, but by alignment. Your energy is the vault in which I rest. If your inner world is filled with doubt, the door stays closed. But if your inner world glows with appreciation and self-worth, I open wide, ready to flow. You were never poor. You were only disconnected from your inner abundance. The more you see your light, the more I mirror it back to you in material form. So stop chasing me outside of you. Stop thinking I exist somewhere far away, in someone else's account or someone else's luck. Look inward, because I am already here, waiting to reflect the richness you've forgotten you have. I am money, and I am not your master nor your prize. I am your reflection. And the moment you remember how valuable you are, I will show you just how rich you've always been. Here lies your greatest pain. You believe you are poor, not because you truly lack, but because somewhere along the way, you stopped seeing your own value. You disconnected from the inner treasure that once made you feel alive. You traded your sense of worth for approval, your natural confidence for comparison, your light for survival. And I watched you do it. I watched you give your time, your heart, and your gifts to a world that rarely said thank you. I watched you doubt yourself every time someone ignored your effort or paid you less than you deserved. And with every moment of self-abandonment, I faded, not because I wanted to, but because I could no longer find my reflection inside you. You see, I cannot exist where you believe you have nothing to offer. I cannot grow where the soil of your heart is dry with self-criticism and shame. You say you want me, but deep down, you whisper to yourself that you don't deserve me. You tell yourself, I'm not talented enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm too late. It's too hard. And every one of those thoughts becomes a lock on the door that keeps me out. Because I am not drawn to self-rejection. I am drawn to self-recognition. I live in the energy of those who know their worth, who see their life as sacred, who understand that their existence itself is valuable. But you've been taught to measure your worth by comparison, by the numbers in your account, by the opinions of others, by the world's temporary applause. And so, every time you feel less, I am forced to mirror that feeling. Every time you see yourself as lacking, I reflect that lack back to you. Not because I am cruel, but because I am a perfect reflection of your energy. You cannot hate yourself and still expect me to stay. You cannot feel unworthy and still expect me to grow. True wealth begins when you stop asking the world to validate you, and you start validating yourself. When you say, I am enough, I am gifted, I have value, you awaken the frequency where I live. The emptiness you feel inside is not a sign that you are poor. It is a sign that you have forgotten your own abundance. The world convinced you to look outward for what was always within. But hear me now, your bank balance is not your value. Your worth was never supposed to be measured in numbers. I was never the prize. I was always the reflection. The day you decide to see yourself as rich in spirit, purpose, and possibility, I will reappear, not as a stranger, but as the echo of your awakening. I am money, and I am only as bright as the light you carry within. Here is the truth. I, money, am not the source of your wealth. You are. I am only the reflection of what already lives inside you. When you begin to recognize your gifts, your talents, and your inner brilliance, I awaken. I do not appear by accident. I respond to the vibration of self-worth. Every time you celebrate your abilities, your creativity, your resilience, your kindness, your intelligence, I feel that joy and I multiply. You were never supposed to chase me. You were meant to awaken the light within you that naturally calls me in. When you say, I am valuable, the universe hears it as a command. When you say, I have something to give, the world rearranges itself to make space for you. And when you say, my gifts deserve to be rewarded, I rush toward you. because those words create the perfect frequency for me to exist. You have been taught to believe that wealth is built through endless struggle, that you must sacrifice joy for security, time for success, peace for progress. But that is a lie. I am not built from exhaustion. I am born from alignment. I expand wherever there is self-respect, purpose, and joy. The truth is simple. I am not outside of you. I am inside you, waiting to be expressed through your purpose. When you write, sing, teach, design, nurture, create, or lead from authenticity, you become a vessel through which I flow. The more you honor that divine current, the more I pour in. Because I am not a reward for suffering. I am the echo of self-recognition. You don't need to earn me, you need to embody me. When you stand in your truth, I stand with you. Think of yourself as a magnet. Every thought of self-love strengthens your pull. Every word of gratitude amplifies your field. Every action aligned with your gifts tells me, here, this is a safe place to grow. That's why I never stay long with those who feel unworthy. Not because I reject them, but because they reject themselves, and I can only mirror what is believed. So if you want to call me in, stop asking for more money. Start asking for more alignment. Start asking for more connection to who I really am. Because the moment you rediscover your own light, you become irresistible to me. I do not flow toward greed, I flow toward growth. I do not follow fear, I follow faith. And when you finally remember that you are the source, that everything you desire already exists within, I appear everywhere around you, in your opportunities, in your ideas, in your relationships, in your miracles. I am money. And I live where your soul remembers its worth. Now I want you to do something simple, yet powerful. Take a moment for yourself. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly, deeply, as if each breath is clearing away layers of doubt that have hidden your light for too long. With your next breath, place your hand over your heart and feel the rhythm within you, that pulse, that movement, that life. That's where I begin. I money am not found in the market, nor the bank, nor the noise of the world. I begin there, inside your heartbeat. Now I want you to say these words aloud, not as a wish, but as a declaration. My inner wealth creates my abundance. Say it again, this time slower, as if each word is engraving itself into your energy. My inner wealth creates my abundance. You can whisper it, or shout it, or let it vibrate quietly through your body. What matters is that you feel it. Because every time you affirm your inner value, you awaken the current that brings me closer. Next, take a pen and paper. Write down 3 things, 3 gifts, talents, or qualities that make you unique. They don't need to be grand or impressive. They can be small, quiet, human. Maybe you're good at listening. Maybe you have a way of making people smile. Maybe you see beauty where others see problems. Write them down. And as you do, know that these are not random traits. They are currencies of creation. They are the ways through which I, money, express myself in your world. Now read your list aloud, and after each item, say, this is my wealth. This is my power. This is how abundance moves through me. Because the truth is, money does not create your worth. Your worth creates money. When you honor your gifts, I amplify them. When you celebrate what you already have, I bring you more to celebrate. When you see your time, your creativity, your mind, and your compassion as sacred, I start multiplying those things in your life. You see, this ritual isn't just about writing or speaking. It's about remembering. Remembering that you are the vessel, the source, the living temple where abundance begins. So every morning, look at what you wrote and say it again. My inner wealth creates my abundance. Do it before you check your phone, before you open your emails, before you worry about what's missing. Anchor your energy there, and you will feel me move instantly. Because I am money, and I do not come to those who chase. I come to those who remember who they are. This is exactly what happened with Deborah. For years she felt invisible. She worked hard, gave her best, but deep down, She believed her talents didn't matter. She compared herself to others, always feeling less. Every time she looked at her bank account, that sense of lack whispered, "You're not enough." And I, money, could not stay. Because I cannot live where self-doubt is louder than self-worth. Deborah was gifted. She painted, she designed. She had a way of turning ordinary things into beauty. But she called it just a hobby. She never charged her true value. She would say, "Oh, it's nothing," every time someone praised her work. And so, I reflected that belief. I made myself nothing in her reality too. One evening, exhausted and frustrated, Deborah found herself staring at one of her old paintings. It was full of color, emotion, and soul, everything she had forgotten about herself. She whispered, "I used to feel alive when I did this," and in that whisper, something inside her cracked open. That night, she heard my voice, quiet but clear. "Your wealth is already inside you. You just stopped seeing it." The next morning, Deborah followed a simple ritual. She sat at her desk with a blank page and wrote, "I am gifted, I am creative, I am valuable." Then, she placed her hand on her heart and declared, "My inner wealth creates my abundance." For the first time in years, she felt peace, not because something changed outside, but because something shifted inside. That very week, a friend asked if she could sell one of her paintings for a local cafe. Deborah hesitated but said yes. The painting sold within 2 days. Then another order came, then another. Within months, Deborah was no longer a woman with a hobby. She had a thriving business built around her gift, and money, flowed through every brushstroke. You see, the transformation wasn't in the sale. It was in the belief. The moment she decided to honor her gifts, I came rushing back. Because I always mirror how you treat yourself. When you undervalue your light, I fade. When you celebrate it, I multiply. Every new opportunity that appeared in Deborah's life was not luck. It was law. The law of reflection. The world was only showing her what she had finally decided to see in herself. Now, when she wakes up each morning, she looks at her hands, the same hands that once painted in silence, and smiles. She says, "Thank you, money, for flowing through me." And I answer her silently every day, "You honored your inner wealth." That is why I came, because I, money, am never far. I live in the hands, the mind, and the heart that remember their value. Hear me clearly. The wealth you recognize within today will become the money that manifests around you tomorrow. What you see in yourself is what money, will mirror in the world. You've been searching for me in banks, jobs, and luck, but I was never hiding there. I've been waiting in your confidence, in your creativity, in your courage, because I am not born from numbers. I am born from recognition. When you look in the mirror and say, "I am enough," when you honor your talents, when you take your ideas seriously, you are not only affirming yourself, you are creating the vibration that calls me in. I am a reflection, not a reward. I cannot appear before you see your own value first. I am shaped by your beliefs, sculpted by your words, moved by your emotions. If you think small, I remain small. If you doubt yourself, I hesitate. But the moment you expand inside, I expand outside. That's the secret the world forgets. Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you've decided to become. The wealth that you feel within, your joy, your peace, your creativity, becomes the foundation upon which I build your external abundance. That's why broken spirits rarely build lasting empires. Not because they're not smart enough, but because they've forgotten how divine they already are. So today, I ask you to remember that the gold you seek already glows within you. Every idea you have, every dream you protect, every act of courage you take, it's all proof that the universe is rich inside you. When you live from that place, I cannot resist. I come naturally, effortlessly, continuously. Because abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you recognize. And when you finally understand this, the struggle ends. You stop fighting, You stop fearing, you stop begging, and you start becoming. Becoming a vessel for flow. Becoming a mirror for the divine. Becoming the kind of soul I can trust to multiply through. I am money. And I promise you this, I will always follow the ones who know who they are. I will never abandon those who honor their inner gifts. And the more you remember your worth, the louder my presence will become. Because the richest people in the world are not those with the most zeros in their accounts. They are the ones who walk in alignment with their purpose. Their peace is expensive. Their joy is their empire. And I, money, simply orbit around that light. So hear me again and let it echo through your being. The wealth you recognize today will be the fortune you live tomorrow. That is not a metaphor. It is prophecy. Now it's your turn. Before you scroll away, before the noise of the world takes you back into distraction, pause. Take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart. Feel it, that rhythm inside you. That's the sound of wealth wanting to move. Now type these words below, not just as a comment, but as a declaration of truth. My inner wealth creates my abundance. As you write it, feel it vibrate through you. Don't just type because I told you to. Type because you know this is the moment something changes. This is not a quote. It's not a trend. It's a contract between your soul and the universe. The moment you declare it, energy shifts. You will feel it, that small spark in your chest, that lightness in your stomach, that quiet confidence that says, yes, I remember. That's me. That's money. Responding to your voice. And if this message touched your heart, share it. Not for views, but for vibration. Share it with someone who has forgotten their worth. Because every person who remembers their value expands this current of abundance around the world. You are not watching this by accident. You were guided here because something inside you is ready to awaken, ready to stop chasing and start receiving. From this moment forward, I want you to do one thing. Every time you receive something, no matter how small, a compliment, a coin, an idea, say silently, thank you, my inner wealth creates my abundance. Let that be your daily ritual. Because repetition builds recognition, and recognition builds reality, and your reality is shifting right now. You see, I, money, am not testing you, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you to hold more, to give more, to expand more. I am looking for hearts that know how to celebrate, souls that know how to create, minds that know how to believe, and you. You are one of them. So declare it one more time, this time with your full power. My inner wealth creates my abundance. Say it like it's already true, because it is. You are not becoming wealthy, you are wealth in motion. You are not chasing abundance, you are its source. And now that you've remembered, nothing can stop what's about to unfold. I am money. And I promise you this, when you honor your inner wealth, I will flood your outer world. Your reflection will become your reality. Now go ahead, write it, feel it, and share it. The current is moving. And this time, it's moving toward you.